You've probably seen it countless times before, the humble Lincoln penny, so common, so ordinary. But what if I told you that there's a particular year, a specific version of this penny, that could be worth much more than its face value? Today, we're diving into the world of coin collecting to explore the value, the history, and the hidden potential of the 1980 Lincoln penny. And by the end of this video, you'll find out why this penny could fetch as much as $3,000. Yes, a single cent piece, worth $3,000 on the collector's market. But how? First, let's take a moment to appreciate the design of the Lincoln penny. It's a coin that has been in circulation for over a century, ever since it was first minted in 1909. The front of the coin proudly displays the profile of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, and the reverse features the Lincoln Memorial, an iconic symbol of American history. While these design elements remain consistent, it's the small details that make the 1980 penny stand out. So, why 1980? What makes this year special compared to any other year? Well, like many coins, it's often about the condition, errors, and specific mint marks that create value for collectors. In 1980, both the Philadelphia and Denver mints produced Lincoln pennies, and though millions were struck, only a small number have become highly sought after by collectors today. You might be thinking, if there are so many, how can this coin possibly be worth thousands? And that's where things get interesting. One of the first things that drives up the value of any coin, including the 1980 Lincoln penny, is its condition. In the coin world, we use a term called mint state to describe a coin that has been preserved in pristine condition, just as it was the day it was minted. These coins often haven't been touched or circulated, which means no scratches, no wear, and no fading. They're basically brand new, even though they might be decades old. And for the 1980 Lincoln penny, a coin in mint state can command a significant premium over its more worn-down counterparts. But that's not all. Another critical factor that can skyrocket the value of a coin is the presence of minting errors. You see, when millions of coins are produced, errors can and do happen. Sometimes it's a slight misalignment, sometimes it's a double strike, and sometimes the metal composition itself can be off. In the case of the 1980 Lincoln penny, there have been several reports of such errors, and these errors make the coins even more valuable. For instance, a common error is a misprint in the mint mark. This might be a small detail on the surface, but for collectors, it's a big deal. The slightest flaw can make a coin go from being worth just a few cents to thousands of dollars. Imagine finding one of these pennies tucked away in a jar of spare change, and suddenly realizing that small detail makes it worth $3,000. That's the dream of many coin collectors, and it could be yours too. Now, here's where things start to get really interesting. As we dig deeper into the 1980 Lincoln penny, we need to look at the importance of mint marks. Coins produced at different mints often carry small, almost unnoticeable letters beneath the year on the front of the coin. For the 1980 Lincoln penny, you'll either see a D for Denver, or no mint mark at all, which means it was produced at the Philadelphia Mint. These small letters can play a big role in the value of a coin. A 1980 penny with a D mint mark, produced in Denver, is generally more common than the Philadelphia version without a mint mark. However, certain 1980 pennies, even with the D mint mark, have been found in incredible condition or with small errors that make them highly valuable to collectors. So, even if you have a D mint penny, don't be quick to dismiss it, there could be something special about it. Let's shift our focus for a moment to the material of the coin itself. By 1980, Lincoln pennies were being minted using a copper zinc alloy, rather than pure copper, which had been used in earlier years. This change in composition occurred in 1982, so while the 1980 penny is still largely made of copper, it holds more significance for collectors as it comes from the final years before this change. The combination of copper's value and the historical importance of the material change also plays a role in how these pennies are viewed by coin enthusiasts. At this point, you might be wondering, how do I know if my 1980 Lincoln penny is worth anything? Well, the first step is simple: find the penny. It could be sitting in a jar of change, in a drawer, or hidden in plain sight. Once you've got it, the next step is to examine it closely. Look for any mint marks, inspect the condition, and check for any signs of errors. If you believe your penny is in exceptional condition, it's worth getting it professionally graded by a coin grading service. Grading can be an investment, but it's essential to know just how valuable your coin could be. Grading services like the Professional Coin Grading Service or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation will evaluate your coin's condition and assign it a grade based on its preservation. A higher grade can lead to a significantly higher price, especially if your coin is rare or has an error. For example, A mint state 1980 Lincoln penny with an error could easily fetch several $1,000s at auction. Now, here's the really exciting part. Once your coin is graded, it's time to sell. But where do you go to find a buyer for something like this? Well, there are several avenues available. You could attend a coin auction, where dedicated collectors bid on rare coins, hoping to add them to their collections. Auctions can often drive up prices, especially if multiple collectors are interested in the same item. Alternatively, you could list your penny on online marketplaces like eBay. While this route requires more effort, it allows you to reach a global audience, potentially leading to a higher sale price. Another option is to sell your penny directly to a coin dealer. While you might not get top dollar compared to an auction or online sale, this method can offer a quick and easy way to turn your penny into cash. Dealers are often willing to buy rare and valuable coins on the spot, especially if they know there's a demand for them among their clients. Coin collecting isn't just about money, it's about history, preservation, and the thrill of the hunt. There's something incredibly satisfying about finding an old coin, dusting it off, and realizing it could be worth thousands of dollars. The 1980 Lincoln penny, with its rich history, small variations, and hidden value, is a perfect example of why this hobby captivates people all over the world. But let's not forget, coin collecting can also be a community. There are thousands of collectors out there, each with their own story, each on their own treasure hunt. Whether you're just starting or you've been at it for years, there's always something new to discover. And sometimes, what you find can surprise you. Now that we've set the stage with the history, minting details, and the importance of condition and mint marks for the 1980 Lincoln penny, let's dive even deeper into how this simple coin could be worth up to $3,000. If you're still holding onto that penny, keep it close, because what we'll explore next might convince you it's more valuable than you think. Let's talk about the auction houses and coin-selling platforms where some of these pennies have sold for eye-popping prices. One of the most thrilling aspects of coin collecting is watching the bidding process at auctions. Imagine this. Collectors from all over the world are competing to own a single penny that's been tucked away in someone's drawer for years. The excitement builds as the bids climb higher and higher. That's what can happen when you have a rare or near-perfect example of a coin, such as the 1980 Lincoln penny. But how do you know if your penny is rare enough to catch the eye of these collectors? One key element is rarity, specifically, if your coin has a certain error or unusual characteristic. Let's take a closer look at some of the errors that can occur in pennies like these. One of the most famous types of errors in coin production is the double die. This happens when a coin is struck twice by the die, but with a slight shift in position, resulting in doubled images, especially on the numbers, letters, or key details like Lincoln's profile. A 1980 Lincoln penny with a double die error, for example, might have two overlapping dates or letters that appear slightly blurred or shadowed. This kind of mistake makes the coin a rarity, and collectors are willing to pay big money for such unusual pieces. Another type of error is off-center striking. This happens when the penny isn't properly centered on the die during the minting process, resulting in a coin where part of the design is missing. Off-center strikes are rare, and their value depends on how much of the design is off. For the 1980 Lincoln penny, if you find one that's off-center by 10 to 20%, you might have a coin worth hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. And then there's the planchet error, which involves issues with the metal blank, or planchet, that the penny is struck on. Sometimes the planchet is too thin, too thick, or made of the wrong material, resulting in a coin that looks and feels different from others of the same year. In some cases, 1980 pennies have been found struck on foreign planchets, meaning they were mistakenly minted on a blank intended for another country's coin. These unusual pieces can be incredibly valuable. So, as we can see, there are multiple factors that can increase the value of a 1980 Lincoln penny beyond its face value. And for collectors, the thrill of the hunt is all about finding these anomalies. But how do you increase your chances of finding a rare 1980 penny, and where should you look? Let's start with the obvious, pocket change. Believe it or not, many valuable coins are still circulating among everyday pocket change. People often overlook the pennies they receive in change or toss them into a jar without a second thought. By carefully going through your own spare change, or even rolls of pennies from the bank, you could potentially discover a hidden gem. It's a bit like a treasure hunt, with the promise of big rewards if you strike gold, well, copper, in this case. Next, you might want to check coin collections from older relatives or estate sales. Many people have small collections of coins that have been passed down through generations. In some cases, they might not even know the potential value of what they have. A 1980 Lincoln penny in pristine condition could easily be overlooked, but a sharp-eyed collector can spot its worth. But what if you don't find one right away? That's where the online marketplace comes in. If you're serious about adding a valuable 1980 Lincoln penny to your collection, Platforms like eBay and heritage auctions are great places to search. These websites often feature rare pennies, some of which may be error coins or in near-perfect condition. While bidding on these platforms can be competitive, it's an excellent way to find a specific year or mint mark that might be missing from your collection. Now, let's talk more about selling. Suppose you found a penny in remarkable condition, perhaps even one with an error. What's next? First, you'll want to get it graded by a reputable coin grading service like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. As we mentioned before, these services will examine your coin under strict standards and assign it a grade, which will play a huge role in determining its value. A coin graded mint state 65 or higher is often what you'll be looking for to fetch top dollar. Mint state, MS, grades range from MS60 to MS70, with MS70 being a perfect coin. A penny in MS65, for example, will have strong luster and very few contact marks or imperfections. If your 1980 Lincoln penny reaches this level, congratulations, you could be looking at a price tag that far exceeds face value. But don't worry if your coin isn't in perfect mint condition. Even pennies with slight wear can still be valuable, especially if they have an error. Coins graded in the extremely fine or about uncirculated range can still command respectable prices. It all depends on the specific coin and what collectors are looking for. Once your penny is graded, it's time to decide where to sell. Online platforms like eBay allow you to list your coin for sale, setting either a fixed price or opening it up for auction. You can set a starting price and let potential buyers bid up from there. As we've seen with past auctions, a rare or near mint condition 1980 Lincoln penny can attract competitive bids, with collectors eagerly driving the price up. Another exciting option is to participate in live coin auctions. Major auction houses like Heritage Auctions host regular events where rare and valuable coins are sold to the highest bidder. These auctions can be a great way to connect with serious collectors who are willing to pay top dollar for rare coins. Imagine watching as the bids for your 1980 penny climb higher and higher, what started as a single cent now potentially becoming thousands of dollars. But whether you sell online, through an auction house, or to a dealer, the key is knowing the value of what you have. Coin collectors are always on the lookout for something special, and your 1980 Lincoln penny might just be what they've been searching for. The Lincoln penny is more than just a piece of currency. It's a small but powerful symbol of American history, representing over a century of change, innovation, and continuity. Since its introduction in 1909, the Lincoln penny has undergone various transformations, new designs, new materials, and countless variations. Yet, through it all, the image of Abraham Lincoln remains a constant reminder of the values he stood for. In 1980, the world was a different place. The Cold War was ongoing, the space race was still fresh in people's minds, and the global economy was shifting in new and unexpected ways. Yet through all the changes, the penny remained a steady presence, circulating in pockets, cash registers, and piggy banks across the nation. Today, it's a connection to that past, a tangible piece of history that you can hold in your hand. As you think about the 1980 Lincoln penny, remember that coin collecting is about more than just the monetary value. It's about preserving history, discovering the unexpected, and sharing in the stories these coins carry. Whether you're in it for the thrill of the hunt, the love of history, or the possibility of striking it rich, coin collecting offers something for everyone. So, could your 1980 Lincoln penny be worth $3,000? The answer is a resounding yes, but only if you take the time to examine it carefully. Check for errors, inspect the condition, and get it graded if necessary. And who knows, your small penny might just be the hidden treasure that every collector dreams of finding. Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed this deep dive into the world of rare pennies and coin collecting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more incredible discoveries. And remember, that penny in your pocket might just be worth far more than you ever imagined. Until next time, happy collecting!